Hello there and welcome back to the channel where today we are back with the news, the Tycoon news specifically, for March 2020. What a month March has been in the real world and in the video game Tycoon world. So, without any further ado, we will move along to the first one, which will be Laptop Tycoon. Many of you, especially people that follow this channel, will be followers of the Smartphone Tycoon and Smartphone Tycoon 2 games that were on Android, Steam, and iOS. Despite their lackluster features and broken gameplay all in all, they brought many fans on mobile and PC who were attracted to the concept to the game. There were many millions of people that downloaded the app on the App Store, and many thousands of people that watched the videos that I made years ago, which means whatever happened, it was a popular game. However, developers now appear to be making a second game in their collection, based on the same concept, with laptops instead of mobile phones. Laptop Tycoon includes the same UI, features, and progression system as Smartphone Tycoon did, just with laptops as the main focus instead. From all we have seen so far, it rather depressingly appears to be a bit of an asset flip, funnily enough. I wouldn't want to recommend you buying it. However, Laptop Tycoon is interesting to you. Will be interesting to you if you played or watched Smartphone Tycoon 1 or 2. So yeah, you can follow the progress, see if it is any better than the pictures suggest it is, and go from there. But one of the pictures has a mobile phone company who don't make laptops as a laptop provider. HTC don't make laptops. I am very confident in that. Apparently, according to them, they're a laptop provider if you go through the screenshots. So yeah, that shows you how much research they did. Ha ha ha. Next up, we take a look at a new military tycoon in the form of Arms Trader Tycoon, or Arms Trader Tycoon Tanks, as the whole name goes. It's a bit of a convoluted name, all in all. Arms Trader Tycoon places you in the charge of a small arms trading establishment. As the name suggests, your company will focus on the design and production of tanks around the world. Arms Trader Tycoon will follow a realistic timeline of events that have gone through history to modern times at this point in time. So this is modern times, of course. At every point, you will have to outdevelop yourself and your competitors to stay profitable and survive a turbulent world of tank production, which I'm sure is not very turbulent, but never mind. For more information and to keep an eye on updates, follow the game links in the description if you can. Next up, we have a new game from a new developer with Comic Book Tycoon. Comic Book Tycoon allows you to go from a single artist in your bedroom to the owner of an ever-expanding comic production studio. Following the familiar gameplay mechanics from games such as Game Dev Tycoon and the series makers from last year, alongside this, Comic Book Tycoon allows you to follow along with comic book history, with the game starting in the 80s and moving through history to our current point in time. After release, Comic Book Tycoon released to mixed reviews, with many citing its lack of polish as the main factor for their negative reviews, suggesting the game should have been released into early access instead of full release. Despite that, for anyone who's interested in the concept, £3 at the moment doesn't seem like too steep of a deal, especially if you can refund it. However, refunding a game is always not too the nicest thing for a developer. Despite what people are saying about the game, it is being updated regularly, according to Steam. I haven't bought the game, but there's Steam updates saying it's updated, so I would say keep an eye on it, at the very least. Next, we take a look at Cyberpunk A Bar Simulator, or Cyberpunk A Bar Sim. As the title suggests, this is a game going after the cyberpunk styling, with gameplay inspired by the likes of Game Dev Tycoon and other such popular tycoon games. Cyberpunk A Bar Sim hopes to allow you, the player, to explore a sci-fi cyberpunk future in which you own and manage a hopefully successful futuristic tavern. When playing the game, you start from a barren and empty building consisting of a bar top and 5 stools. From here, you can promote your way up the ladder through advertisements, researching new drinks, and expanding your menu while ramping up prices to increase those ever-important profits. After a successful Kickstarter, where the developers raised $5,293, the game hopes to launch on Steam on the 30th of April next month. So yeah, it's a very interesting game as well. I've not seen a cyberpunk tycoon game, especially based around bar stuff. We've seen some bar games, but not cyberpunk bar games. That's probably why they're making one. Isn't that it? Skyhaven, the airport management game, has recently surpassed its Kickstarter goals, funding the game and allowing the developers to proceed with further development ahead of a release date at some point in 2020. probably shouldn't pause for a drink, but I'm gonna anyway. Skyhaven is a realistic airport management sandbox which focuses on building and developing your airport from the beginning of the aviation era to present time. With high quality graphics and an ever-expanding research tree and enhanced management features, Skyhaven is the perfect game for any die-hard aviation or tycoon game fan. It's also been in development for a very, very long time. Going off, we've been speaking about this since I even started the bloody Tycoon news, and it's still nowhere near being finished, so there must be quite a lot to the game. So I'd recommend you follow along with development wherever you can. Next up, we have a newer arrival on the scene with Drill Deal. Drill Deal is a game based upon the ownership and day-to-day running of an oil rig platform. Drill Deal allows you to create your own mini oil extraction empire right in the middle of the ocean. You can upgrade your drill through the research of modules. With the addition of these modules, you can increase your rig's productivity as well, resulting in bigger and larger payouts. However, the extraction of the world's resources can anger Mother Nature. Natural disasters, monsters, and other epic events can hinder your extraction program, hitting profits and damaging equipment in the process. It's a very interesting game, and it's a game that was on the thumbnail for anyone wondering, because some people have asked me that already. Next, we have an upcoming shopping center management game in Mall Craze. With an estimated release date of 2021, Mall Craze is far from being finished. However, despite this, we already have a lot of footage available to take a look at. Mall Craze is a 3D mall simulation game, allowing you to build, customize, and manage your way to the top of the retail world, allowing you to build and manage a series of unique shops, buildings, services, and much, much more. A feature I find particularly intriguing is the ability to host concerts and presentations in your mall as an added revenue boost. I highly recommend you follow along on Twitter and the like, given the extended period until release. This month, we saw Rescue HQ Tycoon exiting early access and moving into full release. After receiving very positive reviews for early access, many appear to enjoy Rescue HQ Tycoon, with it being praised for its engaging gameplay and unique systems, but finding the game to still feature many bugs and performance issues which hamper the gameplay and enjoyment. Rescue HQ Tycoon allows you to build, develop, and expand an emergency services headquarters, which relies on your resource management skills to fulfill targets and save lives. Alongside the full release, Aerosoft released a Coast Guard DLC for the game, introducing a series of new missions and in-game objects for $8.99 here in the UK. It does look like quite an interesting DLC. It's got a whole little story mission and everything. The whole voiceover and everything is quite good. I'd say it's a good addition to the game overall. Next, we take a look at a new game on the horizon in the form of League of Legends Esports Manager, being developed by the same developers behind the official League of Legends game. You can call it LOL Esports Manager, or LOL Esports Manager for short. It's a bit of a weird way of saying it, to be honest. It sounds like you're laughing at the game, but off the back of an incredibly successful games such as Esports Life Tycoon, for which there is a giveaway ongoing on the channel Discord server, League of Legends Esports Manager hopes to capitalize on this to create a League of Legends focused esport managing game. The game is set to feature a series of strategy gameplay components, however no specific details have been revealed as of yet. League of Legends Esports Manager will feature single and multiplayer co-op gameplay, while including a highly competitive AI system. It appears they plan to release an early alpha in China for testing and then release in the West into early access in some form. I imagine it will not be on Steam, it'll be on their own platforms, but hey ho, that's that. Next up, we have some news from New Cities, developed by Lone Pine. New Cities is an upcoming city-building game which recently surpassed its funding goals on Indiegogo. With its additional funding, the developers hope to further develop the game for release sometime this year. However, what is New Cities? Well, New Cities is a city builder at heart, providing you with a selection of elaborate tools to allow you to build a thriving metropolis on your screen. However, throughout the process of building your city, you will encounter a series of difficulties and challenges which will require skill and perseverance to work past. As your city expands, you'll need to expand your infrastructure in parks, schools, healthcare, traffic, and much, much more. The hugely popular SimAirport released at the end of last month after an extensive run in early access. It's a very popular game as well. It's got very good reviews and it's a very, very well done game. SimAirport is an expansive airport building game featuring an extensive set of management features allowing you to create an ever-expanding and increasingly profitable airport. The game allows you to manage and create baggage handling services, fuel storage and delivery systems, extensive security systems, and much, much more. Alongside the game, it was released a DLC pack called the Frequent Flyers Pack, which was released adding a series of new objects to the game, while also allowing you to get your name in the game as well. If that's something you wanted, or if you're a very avid fan of the game, you can get your name in that way. Finally, we take a short look at Lumbermill. Lumbermill, as the name suggests, is a game about building and managing your very own lumber production line. The game allows you to manage the process of growing, felling, stripping, chopping, and constructing, allowing you to innovate and expand your lumber production line as you please. Monthly devlogs from the developers can be found on YouTube for anyone interested. They offer an incredible insight into the game development and naturally show you some of the game's features as well. That's where the gameplay that's on screen has come from as well. They're very interesting videos. I watched them myself. I find them quite intriguing for someone who has absolutely no game developing skills whatsoever. And that is it. That was the Tycoon news for March 2020. If you enjoyed or you want to get more information, you can follow the links on the video's description on the Falsey YouTube channel. You can join the discussion there and on the Discord and get all the gameplay on the video as well. But until then, thank you very much for watching or listening, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is.